Wait a minute, did BTS's Jungkook and Taehyung just send a secret signal through their tattoo posts on Instagram? Why is there one striking difference in photos taken in the same place when in LA? What do they mean? Is it about their relationship? Or farewell? Wait, did Jungkook and Taehyung just post on Instagram? One difference in their tattoo posts while in LA stunned the army. Do you really pay attention to every little detail on their Instagram posts? Or are you missing something really big? What if one seemingly trivial detail actually holds an emotional meaning that they have never revealed before? What if Jungkook and Taehyung didn't just talk through words, but through images, symbols, and tattoos? It started with something seemingly ordinary. Two almost identical posts, two idols who always manage to make the hearts of millions of fans beat faster, and one location that is familiar to anyone who follows their story: Los Angeles. What happens when two pictures look alike? Save the one difference that changes everything. ARMY around the world was stunned when they realized. One Instagram upload, two people who had been known to be close, but suddenly gave off a different vibe. Taehyung and Jungkook, a duo once heralded as soulmates by many fans due to their irreplaceable chemistry, reappeared in a post that left everyone wondering, I in the photo. They both show their tattoos that have been part of a personal and emotional journey over the years. But suddenly, a comment from a fan woke ARMY from a long shock. You don't realize, Taehyung's tattoo changed a bit. And this is where it all began. Did I ask the difference intentional? Or is Taehyung trying to convey something he can't say directly? More surprisingly, Jungkook uploaded a photo that appeared to have been taken at the same time and place, but showed no similar changes. As if there are silent messages that are only addressed to those who are meticulous enough to see, did I ask this a signal that their relationship is not what it used to be? Is it about the deepest feelings that they have been hiding all this time? Is it possible? Any untold conflict? The 11-minute Instagram live that happened the day after was no less surprising. In the broadcast, the two were seen trying to stay cheerful, but the momentary expression, sudden silence, and teary eyes could not be hidden from the eyes of the ARMY who had known them more than celebrities. Taehyung talks about love and loyalty, while Jungkook can be seen looking down for a while before finally smiling forcefully. Many felt that it was not a smile of happiness, but masks from wounds that have not yet recovered. They send messages to each other through tattoos? Is that a small change in the image becomes a symbol of something much bigger, a change in relationships, in trust, or even in their future as part of BTS? Even more mysterious, Weverse broadcast the day before, in which Taehyung, Jungkook, RM, and Jimin performed live together from different accounts, featured an unusual dynamic. There was a lot of technical chaos, awkward laughter, and moments where Jungkook and Taehyung exchanged glances but said nothing. That silence speaks louder than any words. The ARMY began to collect pieces of clues. Some fans began to share screenshots, comparing the previous and current forms of tattoos. They point out that the heart shape in Taehyung's tattoo appears slightly cracked, or maybe just a shadow. But if it's a shadow, why does it only appear in his photo and not in Jungkook's photo, which is supposed to be in the same location? Not only that the captions they use are also very different in nuance. Jungkook wrote, "Stay alive in the light," while Taehyung wrote, "Sometimes, the light only hurts the eyes." An electrifying contrast. Is that code? Are they telling two sides of a story? Not a few began to ask, does all this have to do with the emotional stress that they reveal in the live broadcast? Are they trying to tell us something without actually saying it directly? And more importantly, is this a sign that their relationship is undergoing severe tests? Allegations began to emerge among fans. Some say that the changes to Taehyung's tattoos may reflect emotional wounds, perhaps from friendships being tested, or even from feeling left behind due to the different paths they chose after their respective solo debuts. Some other ARMY even expressed a more emotional theory, that the tattoo might reflect someone missing from their life. And with Jimin nowhere to be seen in the Instagram post, conspiracy theories are growing more widespread. Are these changes a symbol of the absence of a person from their circle? To be sure, it's no coincidence that this incident happened after the chaos of Live on Weverse, and only a few days after rumors that Taehyung had avoided talking about a comeback or group activities. Even RM, in the same broadcast, seemed not to want to discuss the future of BTS and prefer to talk about the present and personal happiness. Jungkook only smiled slightly at that moment, and now we know that smile is not without burden. Did I ask it about pressure that they never really talk about? Was all this a small burst of immense pressure that they had been keeping in silence all this time? Or is this the beginning of a big message they're trying to get us to solve? Whatever it is, one thing is certain. ARMY feels emotionally involved more than ever. And when someone notices a change in the form of such a small, but full of meaning tattoo, you know that it's not just about aesthetics. It's about feelings. It's about the message. It's about mutable bonds, or maybe crack. Now, the biggest question is, are Jungkook and Taehyung really trying to tell us something without saying it directly? And if so, are we ready to listen to messages we may not want to hear? Because one thing is becoming increasingly clear to many fans. Behind the camera light and smiles on Instagram, there is a much deeper and probably much more painful story. When we talk about Jungkook and Taehyung, we're not just talking about two K-pop idols. We are talking about two souls who have grown together under the glare of the world. They are not just group mates. They are a reflection of the journey of life that is bound together, woven in memories, laughter, tears, and wounds that may never completely heal. So when one of them changes something inherent in their body, something they've been proudly displaying as a symbol of bonding, is it just a mere aesthetic change? Or is it a gesture that harbors an emotional outburst that has been secretly buried? Not many people realize it when they first see their Instagram upload photos. Los Angeles.
Twilight sky.
A building that looks familiar. And an expression that seemed to want to smile, but not entirely successful. All of that seemed mundane, at least until that one small detail was discovered. The change in shape on the side of Taehyung's tattoo. A fine line that seems to be added. Not just an accent, but something that forms a new pattern. A fault. Small cracks. And in a world where every symbol has a meaning, the crack is more than just art. Why did the crack only appear on Taehyung? And why did Jungkook actually upload the original version, as if without touching anything? Most ARMY believe that it is a symbol of loss. But who are they losing? Is this about Jimin not being seen lately and not even appearing in that 11-minute live? Or is it about the changing relationship between the two, Taehyung and Jungkook, who have been known to be very close? Even more surprising is that, shortly after the upload, some fans reported that one of the largest fanbase admins for V mysteriously deleted all of their posts over the past week. They even replaced the header with a blurry image that read, "Something has changed." The ARMY reacted immediately, and Twitter was filled with conspiracy theories, hashtags full of emotion, and thousands of fans trying to decipher hidden messages. Was this all planned? Asked a user X who is known to often analyze BTS content symbolically. Is it possible that they are telling a story of separation? Or rather, emotional shifts that can no longer be masked? What's heartbreaking is, after that sudden and brief Instagram live, they don't appear on any platform anymore. There is no clarification, no follow-up, no apologies for the broadcast that many fans missed. No extra words. As if they deliberately let everything hang, and that just makes it all the more painful because in the midst of that silence, so many questions arise. Are they moving away? Is the message in their caption a sign that they are now going in a different direction? Is the cracked tattoo a symbol of a real split? Some fans began digging back into old moments, BTS festive videos, behind-the-scenes concerts, and their old vlogs looking for signs of a rift that might otherwise have been unseen. And slowly, the pieces began to come together like a painful puzzle that finally began to show the whole picture. One of them is a video from the end of 2023 concert in Busan, where Jungkook is seen holding back tears at the end of the encore. Taehyung, who would normally embrace or hug her, just stood still a few steps behind. At first glance, it seems ordinary. But now, after all that had happened, that moment felt like the initial cue of a distance that was beginning to grow. Then there was a radio interview last year, where Jungkook was asked, "Who do you think has changed the most?" He was silent for a moment, then he said, "V." At the time it sounded funny. But now, many believe that there is a deeper meaning to the short answer. The sensitive ARMY knows that something is not okay. And when the BTS members chose silence, their silence became the loudest scream. What makes it all even more complex is the fact that their entire interaction is still framed in the world of entertainment, where every move could mean a promotion, or it could be distraction. But not this time, because there is no promotion. There is no teaser. There is no comeback schedule. Just 2 photos, 2 tattoos, and 1 message kept in silence. Meanwhile, HYB Entertainment's account remained silent. There is no official statement. There was no talk about broadcasts that simply disappeared, about the difference in images that made the fandom explode, or about Jimin's absence in 2 important broadcasts in a row. All as if designed to make that curiosity grow into obsession, and it did. Because now, the ARMY is not just wondering but divided. Some believe that this is a covert campaign for the next big project. Others see this as a clear sign that BTS is no longer emotionally intact. However, the biggest question still hangs. Is this the beginning of something that will destroy us, or a message of love that is too painful to put into words? Is it really about tattoos? Or is it a wound that never heals? What are Jungkook and Taehyung hiding? When one Instagram post shakes the global fandom, not because of a number of likes, not because of the visuals, but because of the silence contained behind the image, we know that this is not just another upload. It's not just about the body, art, or aesthetics. This is a silent language that can only be understood by those who have been together from the very beginning, the ARMY. And now, that silence turned into a storm surge. After the astonishing upload of the tattoo, which looked like a call of the souls separated by distance and time, the world began to look for meaning among the shadows. One small difference in tattoo details has created a huge gap in the hearts of fans. Jungkook didn't change anything. It remains to present the tattoo with its original shape, full of light, intact, like the past that has not been tarnished. But Taehyung, he added something that made thousands of ARMY sleepless: a line, a fault. A fine crack forms that is almost invisible unless you really pay attention. And now, every ARMY is watching him. Is it a symbol of a wounded heart? Or a symbol that something they once had and have now lost? A few days after the upload, the world became increasingly quiet from the news of the two. There is no clarification, no follow-up broadcast. No story usually appears as if removing confusion. That there's only shut up. And in that silence, little voices began to be heard. The whisper of the fans became an echo that shook the virtual world. One of the viral comments reads, "They speak through wounds. We just need to be sensitive enough to read it." Is that too poetic? Or is it just too real? For sure, every little thing now becomes important. ARMY started digging back all their old content. VLive that has been deleted. Instagram stories that had appeared a few seconds ago disappeared. Even videos from years ago that were previously only considered funny moments are now being reanalyzed with glasses full of wounds.